Welcome back to DraemondDoesGaming. Draymond here playing, well, not actually playing anything today. In fact, today we are going to be doing a tier list ranking of Life is Strange. All the different characters. I found this awesome tier list, Life is Strange characters tier list. All the main characters from Life is Strange, so go check it out if you want to make your own or just use this one. And it has basically everyone that we would want from Life is Strange for the Storm all the way through Double Exposure, which is really nice. It was actually kind of hard to find a list that had all of that. So today what we're going to do is we're just going to go through every single character, what I think about them all, where I would put them on this list, and some thoughts on each one. So let's get into it. The first one on our list here is Alex Chen. I think it's sorted by alphabetical. Also notice down here there's a few extra characters here that we've never seen before. That's because they're not from the Life is Strange series, but they're actually from Don't Nod's other standalone, which is Don't Tell Me, or Don't Tell Why, something along those lines. So we won't be ranking them because I haven't played that yet, but it will be something that I will want to play afterwards. So just hoping that this is the right frame. Maybe I can do this so we can see that top row first. Alex Chen, where do we rank the main character of Life is Strange True Colors? She's pretty good. The background of her, the broken home, the orphanage, her powers are pretty darn cool. Taking the emotions of people. As a main character goes, I would say she was actually pretty good. Like if we look at all the main characters, maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll do the main characters last. Or should we do the main characters first? Yeah, we'll do the main characters first. Why not? So we'll take the main character from each story, and we'll do them first. Kind of like a separate ranking system for them all. The voice actor for Alex was really good. Everything that you do in that story was really good. The interactions was well done with Alex. I would honestly put her right in an A. Is she the best main character? No. Is she the worst one? No. Yeah, I think that's a solid place for her. The story was really good. The powers are really cool. So taking the emotions, seeing each NPC's emotions and whether taking that and channeling it in yourself. Her story of growing up was interesting. And like I said, the voice actor was really good too. So I'd put her firmly in an A. I think some of the writing could have been a little bit better. But I think a lot of the issues that I may have had with Alex came from True Colors itself, not necessarily her as a character or her as a main character. The romance options you have and seeking that out was pretty good as well. Yeah. The next main character we're going to be checking out, I guess, is Chloe Price from Before the Storm. She's an interesting one, isn't she? This is probably my most decisive person that I can do. I know a lot of people love Chloe. I find her selfish. for most of the game, Before the Storm and into Life is Strange. The redemption stuff that you can do, that I feel like you can do in Before the Storm, has no effect in Life is Strange, which I feel is unfortunate, because I think there's a lot of cool stuff in Before the Storm that, if it followed into Life is Strange, would have made her a better character, a better overall rounded character. But the fact that you don't get to see what happens in the year and a half, 2 years almost, between the ending of Before the Storm to the start of Life is Strange, you lose that development of what happens in that time and why she, you know, if you do go on like the redemption path in Before the Storm, what happens there to her character, it doesn't transition well. Like, you know, I know she comes from a broken home. I'm not saying that her story itself isn't tragic. Like 90% of the characters on this list will be. Her backstory is very well done. The backtalk challenges that you can do with her, I mean, it makes sense. That is who she is. So overall, do I think she's a good character? Yeah. Is she my favorite character? No, not by a landslide. So I put her in the A tier as a character herself. I personally don't like her that much. She's got so many misfortunes coming to her that, you know, you feel bad for her, but a lot of it she brings on herself. And I couldn't justify at the end of Life is Strange to save her over all of Arcadia Bay. I did find that, you know, being the best friends with Max is one thing, but the change from best friend to lover or partner is a bit jarring, because you don't get a lot of that build up in Life is Strange. You actually kind of see a bit more of the budding romance there in the farewell bonus episode than you do in Life is Strange. In Life is Strange, it just kind of happens. Like there's a couple spots, but it doesn't seem like it's, you know, that connection is as deep as I want to say. After reading, you know, about the story and stuff after the game, like where people feel that it was, you know, these two characters are meant to be, etc. Like I couldn't see that during the gameplay itself. So but her character as in a whole, I'd put her in the A tier. She's a well done character. Her voice actor is very, very good. Yeah. And the backtalk challenge stuff suits her very well. So there we go. The next main character we have, if we can find them, is who's next in this list? We're missing, I know we're missing Max, but we're also missing Sean. Where's Sean? Sure, there's Sean. Alright, we'll do Sean. Sean's an interesting character. He has no powers like Chloe, but even more so like Chloe, or less so like Chloe, like he doesn't even have like the backtalk challenges and stuff. He just has himself. His dad was shot right in front of him. He's the only one that remembers it. What happened there, and he has to take care of his brother. you talk about a tragic past or tragic stuff that happens to someone, I think Sean would be in the GOAT tier there. Um, Everything that just happens in that little span defines who he is, right? His voice actor, extremely well done for it, um, for what there is, and his story itself is very good. The arc of Life is Strange 2, it's an interesting game because there's so much going on and there's a lot of story elements to it. The brotherhood aspect where you have to keep your brotherhood high up with his brother Daniel and make sure that dynamic stays in throughout the game, plus the morality, if you're high morals or if you're low morals, if you're stealing a bunch of stuff, or if you're, take the high ground and try to, we gotta take care of each other, right? So there's a lot of cool aspects to it. I feel like Sean and his story are very well done. Life is Strange 2 is very slow comparatively to like True Colors or even Before the Storm, both of which are, 10, 11 hours, maybe 12 hours total of gameplay, versus Life is Strange 2 is like 20 something. So you get a lot more with Sean than you do with either Alex or Chloe. Even Chloe across Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm, I think, is less time than Life is Strange 2, which is crazy. So you get to see him develop from, high school kid who just wants to go to a party. That's all he wants to do. To his life turning upside down, his dad getting shot, Daniel's powers, the cop car getting busted, his neighbor getting hurt, to being on the run. I put Sean right up there in the S. He is extremely good as a character. I mean, sometimes he comes off as a little whiny, but it's like he's it's what, a 16, 17-year-old kid who's thrust into a dad role, like just like that. So good on him. So that's Before the Storm, Life is Strange 2, True Colors. So the last one we have is Miss Maxine Caulfield. Where the heck would we put her? Well, you know where we're going to put her. She is the defining character of Life is Strange. She's the one that started it all, with the powers, with the time travel, rewind time, jumping through photographs, the possibilities, going to alternate realities. Her powers, comparatively to anybody else on this list, are by far the epicenter, right? They are it. It's like you want her powers out of anybody's if you are going to get them, because hers are the most powerful. As a character, her arc is the best in the games. Now let's just take a look at like Life is Strange 1, where you are this meek child, basically coming back to a city that you grew up in. Like what? They were 13 when she left, I want to say, somewhere around there. So five years later, coming back to what has all happened there. The Prescott's taking over, Blackwell Academy, your best friend's gone insane, to say the least. And you come back to behind this mystery that you have to solve and everything there. Like it's so good. Her voice actor is probably the best, one of the best in the entire series. It's like looking at everybody going, is there a better voice actor that was put into the role than Hannah Tell was as Max? I don't think so. It's really hard to tell. There might be one or two others that would be right up there, but she did the job very well. Depending on your choices as well throughout that game, like the entire arc of it is so good. Now, if we're talking about double exposure Max, she's still up there. Like, she's still very well done. It was cool to see a continuation of her story, how it affected her later on in life. I have issues with double exposure as a game itself, but Max in that game is still Max. Like, you can come back and play that game and be like, yeah, this is still the same person. They didn't take too many, I feel they didn't take too many risks with her character arc throughout that time, and that's a good thing because her character is already very, very good. So having her as probably the best character of the series is very good. I think that's where she should be, and I think she deserves that. All right, now let's get into a lot of the non-main characters here, and we're gonna go through these a lot faster. Maybe some thoughts on them as we go by. I have to remember some of them because it's been, you know, I've played through all of Life is Strange, the entirety of the series, just since what, September? So in the last September, October. So when did I put up the first Life is Strange video? It's been with like 6 months going and playing all the games, right? Oh yeah, it must have been September because I think I did the first one, took a break for Frostpunk 2, and then came back. So, I'm not surprisingly, I don't remember every single character on this list, like this guy. This is Alex Gershwin. Alex Gershwin. He looks familiar. I'm just looking up what Gershwin. Is he from, or is he from yeah, okay, tell me why. So that's okay. That's why I don't fully recognize him, but he looks familiar. He's from the same series down here, which we won't get into. But here we go. This is a good one to start at then for regular characters, isn't it? We have Amanda. So from Double Exposure, one of the two people you can romance as Max. Where would we put Amanda? Which reality Amanda too, right? Because in the two realities she's slightly different, though pretty similar in both. She's a very good character, voice actor, very well done. Again, if you romance her, what you get from her, it's satisfying. I put her in the A tier. Like, she's very good. I will say these 2 tiers, Goat and S, are going to be extremely hard to get into. A is probably where I'm going to be ranking a good number of people. Some of the middling characters, you know, will be down here. I don't know if there's any straight up like F characters, so that I can think of. This guy. Big Joe. Big Joe from Life is Strange 2, the enforcer that you find on the camp. Where would we rank him? Like so he's an interesting guy. I actually like him a decent amount. As a side character for 1 chapter in the game, he leaves a memorable impression, and that's kind of what you want, right? He's a big hulking guy. He's the boss. He's trying to get, or not the boss. He's the henchman of the boss, and he wants, you know, making sure you're on time, that you're getting to your job, that you're cutting it. He screams like straight up henchman, and he acts and it acted out very well. I put him in the B's. The neighbor from Life is Strange 2. I don't remember his name. Apparently it's Brett. This guy's a jerk. I don't like him. I just put him right there. Right there in the C tier. Like, he's very middling. He doesn't leave too much of an impression in like, you see him, you have 2 interactions with him. 1, right when you get off the bus on your way home with Lila, and 2, when he and Daniel are kind of fighting, and that's it. And then you don't see him again. I might even put him down on like a D tier. He's, I don't know. He's your average bully. Yeah, let's put him through right there. But then we get this guy. This guy, who I wish they did more of. Where's his bonus episode, right? Brody. He starts off so weird, because when your first interaction with him, he's looking on his computer at a nudist colony that he's writing about. And it's like, we're just kids. Should you be looking at that when we're here? And it's like, who is this guy? And you almost think he might be like a pervert or something as you in that first interaction. But man, does it change very fast after that. And he quickly becomes one of the best characters in the entire series. And the really only sad part about his character is he's there for 1 episode. Not even 1 episode, actually half of an episode. He's there from the half of episode 1, Life is Strange 2, to the end of that. And the next time you even hear about him during the game is if you by chance look up his website. Which you should do, because there's some really cool story stuff with him then, with his mother and everything, and his family. You should do that. That's gotta be like one of the least amounts of times, like screen time that you can give somebody, and the impression that they leave is so memorable. He needs to be up there. Yes, I would put him above Alex Chen, if the main character. Yes, I'd put him above Chloe Price. Yes, I'd put him above Amanda. The character that you get and everything from here, everything that he does, how his interactions shape what you do in that game are so high. Like, I'm tempted to almost put him above Sean. He's very well done, and I wish they did like they did with like Steph, or like the farewell bonus episode, or things like that with him, because I think that would be awesome. Playing just one episode, a 3-hour episode just on Brody, would be pretty cool, I think, and I think they could have pulled it off. All right, Stella, Brooke. That's right, Stella and Brooke. Those are the. I don't know why I get their names off. Life is Strange 1, nerd. She's the one that you expect like Warren and her to go together, which you do kind of see like when you go into a weird alternate dimension area. She's okay. She's a very okay character. Nothing really stands out in the interactions. Nothing really detracts from her interactions. She's just okay. We've got Justin. Why is Justin here? He should be down like later on. Justin, again, most of the cast of characters is going to be like the middling characters. I feel are going to be here in that C tier. He's also fine. Nothing for or against him. He's just okay. Principal Blackwell. He's probably right in the B tier, I imagine. There's a lot of stuff going on with him. Ray. Yeah, this is probably where I would put him. You get to see him in 2 episodes, or in 2 games. Life is Strange Before the Storm and Life is Strange 1. His character actually improves into Life is Strange 1, right? You see that, you know, he's taking bribes, or, you know, the influence of the Prescotts on him. But in Before the Storm, he does try to be a bit more fair, like when you have Victoria Chase, and she's got to be reprimanded as well, stuff like that. So he's fine. There's a couple interactions with him that make him go like, okay, well, what is this? Like, one of your first interaction with him as Max, where you can ask him about, or tell him about Nathan and the gun, or if you don't. And he gets very accusatory against you. Like, whoa, are you sure? Need this? No? But then he grows, and especially into the alternate picture timeline of Max, where you go on the trip and you do the photography contest and everything, his character really, really shines there. So, you know, he may only be like a C tier person up until that point, but then that elevates quite a bit. So I put him at a B. Cass is an interesting character. Someone that we don't see for as long as I would have hoped that we would have. Who doesn't even make an appearance in the ending of the game. And I'm pretty sure any of the endings of the game. Because I've gone through and watched all the separate endings of each one. I don't remember her showing up in any of them. As a romanceable character, as a person there, I put her probably in the B tier. She could be so cool. You see her in parts of 3 chapters in Life is Strange 2. The second chapter, where you briefly meet her at the market. Then in chapter 3, where, you know, you can full on romance her, orphan, etc. And then you get like a farewell kind of thing in chapter 4, very, very, very brief. She could be a better character. She's good. She's down to earth. She's singing voice is awesome. I love her songs. I'd put her, definitely below Amanda for a character that you can romance. Amanda's definitely more fleshed out, but she's interesting. I'd put her above, that feels right. This guy, Jerk from Life is Strange 2 in the when Sean takes the car into the desert, and he pulls over for the night to try and sleep, and this guy, this racist guy, he's a jerk. I do not like him. He's worse than this. Is he worse than the bully? This is the thing about this game too. This is why this game is so good. Look at all the adversary that Sean has to deal with already. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and there's other things in Chapter 1 that are even worse, right? So you get these guys here that are so mean and so rude to him, so racist to him, and then you get a redeeming factor like a Brody in there. And that probably is why Brody feels like he's so elevated to this tier as well. This guy, though, this guy's terrible. I don't like him. Charlotte. Ooh, interesting. Charlotte from Life is Strange, True Colors. I'm not a fan. Not a big fan of Charlotte. Yes, she has a big arc, being Gabe's girlfriend. Her kid as well is in there. She seems like she could be a cool character, but it falls flat. And I don't know if that's the performance of the voice actor, if it's just how it's written, but some stuff doesn't quite line up for me with her. I'd put her right around there. Nothing really against her, but she doesn't really elevate. The whole anger part, as well as, you understand it, especially as a parent and things, especially as you see other things happening in your lives. You can definitely understand it, but there's just some stuff about her that I just don't care about. Chris, so here's an interesting kid. The first of the actual kids here that we're going to be ranking in here. He's got his own game. Captain Awesome, or Awesome and Captain Spirit, or Mr. Spirit is Awesome. Whatever. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, that's the one. I get it eventually, right? He's a cool kid. This is what you want for a kid. He is awesome. He's down to earth. He's exploring. He's creative. He wants to do better. He wants to, this kid is very good. His game is okay. It's a little weird, a little long maybe for what it is, but to get the insight of him, it's really cool, and I'm glad that they did that. We've got Claire, grandma to Sean, neighbor to Chris. Between her and Steven, she is a lesser of the pair, distrusting and everything. I mean, yeah, you can see it, why, the reasons for it. I'd probably put her above these three, but in that high C tier. You understand her daughter and everything left. Why did that happen, etc., and how she wants to preserve it in case that comes back and stuff. But the way that she acts towards Sean and Daniel is also not very good. I'd put her down there. Courtney. Yeah, very unmemorable character. I don't remember much that she does. At least this guy's memorable. She's not. I might even put her down there. What does she do in the game in Life is Strange 1? She's just kind of there. part of Victoria's posse, right? I mean, at least Taylor, like, has some relevant story. Chris's dad? Charles? Right? I think that's him. I was just trying to look and see, is there anyone else in here that kind of looks like him? I don't think so. I think this is Chris's dad. Also in that C tier, he's got a tragic backstory, like a majority of these people do. I'd put him under her, even under Charlotte, above these two though. Like I said, these two are impressionable, at least, unlike Courtney. I'm really trying to struggle and think about what Courtney does in Life is Strange, and the interactions with her have got to be very minimal. But Charles, Chris's dad, has a lot of interesting stuff. His partner dies. He was the star of a, college basketball and stuff, and he was a basketball coach. All this stuff happens, but then once his partner dies, he gets into drinking, becomes alcoholic, and all of this like that. You can try to redemption him. I think I missed that mark on it, so I don't know how that works. But if you can, I think that would be very good. You also see him in Life is Strange 2, not just the Captain Spirit one. And in Life is Strange 2, I think his character shines a bit more because you can have that down-to-earth talk with Sean about what's going on, because Sean is basically a father figure himself now. Drew, where do we put you? Above the other two here, but below these three, I think. He's fine. He has a bit more story, I feel, than... Actually, I'd probably put Justin over Brooke, because Justin Eaton has a bit more story. Drew, well, he likes to draw. There's more interactions, I feel, that you can do with him than you can with these two. He's a bit more memorable. His voice actor, I feel, is a little bit better. Yeah, I put him there, but nothing crazy. Is this Damon? Right, that's his name, Drew, right? Daniel, why did I call him Drew? Not who I meant, sorry. Daniel. And speaking of Daniels, there's another one. Here's Damon. Damon, the bad guy from Before the Storm. Don't mess with him. I mean, he's like in between these two for me. He doesn't show quite enough. He's not in the story long enough to really see too much from him, but like I feel like maybe he's under these guys. Yeah, maybe right there. Dana's an interesting one because she's actually got more story towards in Life is Strange 1, the pregnancy test and everything. Yeah, I'd put her here. She's above these characters but below these ones. Okay. Daniel, where do we place you, good sir? Above Chris. Definitely above Chris. He's more involved in the story than Chris is, more memorable, and he's very, very well done as the kid. Above Amanda for sure. Above Chloe or Alex, probably not. I mean, he's almost the main character of the game, but you don't play as him, so he's not the main character. So, His powers are really cool and everything. I'd put him right there. Solid A. Solid A. David Madsen. Solid high B for him. So he's an interesting character, right? Because he does have a redemption. He's hot on the trail. He wants to make things better. He's just terrible at doing it. I liked him as a character quite a bit. It's probably getting him more flack for this one as well. Do I rate him higher than Cass? Yes. And Principal Blackwell? Yeah. I'm looking at this going, maybe I should drop this guy down into the C tier. I just really liked him. I like Big Joe. Yeah, David's a good character. I like him a lot. You get to see more of his story as well in Before the Storm, and like the interactions before he goes all commando on Chloe, which again, I wish that there was some sort of way to take the stuff from Before the Storm and apply it to Life is Strange, because I feel like you could do stuff with that and have him and Chloe's relationship not be so estranged when you get into Life is Strange 1. But they didn't do that, so you have to take it for what he is. And during that game, he does, he's very accusatory, he's very paranoid, but for good reason. And then near the end, when he comes to save you from Jefferson, from the dark room, and everything, like it's good. And then you get to see him a bit more into Life is Strange 2. You meet up with him as Sean. Like, who's this guy? And everything that he says there, like, it feels right. Diamond. She's okay. In Double Exposure, she's okay. I wish they did more with her. She's going to be part of something eventually, I'm assuming, because at the end of the game, Sophie talks to her, takes her away, and that's that. So there's obviously some big plans there for her. If she's got a power of her own, who knows? It kind of felt like there is somewhere there. She's a high C, I think. This is Diane Jacobs from True Colors. One of the people behind the mine explosions and the death of Gabe. Who couldn't call it off because, things, her job security. She's not that great. I'm putting her in this C tier. Like, C is not really a great tier to be in. It's kind of like that. I kind of want to move you guys down here, because you guys aren't really pivotal to anything. They're not pivotal to the story at all. Yeah, I mean, this guy is. This guy's pivotal to the story, but he's just a jerk. I don't like him. Drew North. Mikey's older brother, which actually starts off big old jerk. Picking on Nathan, you step in, you do the challenge and stuff, but later on, you find out he's dealing drugs and stuff like that, trying to help his dad. Not the way to do it, FYI. Don't do that. But then you come into the hospital room later, and he starts playing the game with you and Mikey and Steph, and he starts to grow as a character, which is really cool. You don't see that too often, especially in like this type of person. So I put him right there. If it was for longer, like, because in Life is Strange 1, He's no longer there. He's already gone to his scholarship, so you don't even see him again. So very limited interaction again, but the interactions are very memorable, and you see like a lot of his character development. Actually, I probably put him actually into the B tier. I put him above Big Joe. I like Big Joe though. Ducky. This guy is a character. So well done. He's going right into an A tier. His voice actor is so good. His lines, they're so good. He's extremely memorable, and he has a very tragic story too. He's a good character. More games need a guy like Ducky in it. Pike, right? Is this Pike? Edward Brown. Who the heck is this? Edward Brown. He might be from... Is he just a... Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is. I thought it was Pike. But I guess that'd be Sheldon Pike, who'd be down here somewhere. Alright, we'll throw you down there, because I don't know who you are. Ooh, the grandma. Eleanor, that's her name. Starting to get dementia, doesn't want you to tell her granddaughter about it and everything. I feel so bad for her. And that's how you know she's a good character, because she actually makes you feel in the game. Yeah, I put her there at B. Elliot, oh my goodness, Elliot, what a crazy character. So I didn't really touch on this too much while we played Before the Storm, but in a way he's right. In a way he was right about Rachel, about the destructive nature of her. He basically told us that she is like Rachel's mom without knowing who Rachel's mom is, Sarah, right? But the way he goes around it is so bad. He's very stalkerish. He like stalker into Chloe and everything. His character itself is not a big fan of his character, but he plays a bigger role than these guys down here. Oh, the father. Mr. Esteban himself. What an amazing guy this guy is. If you have a dad, you want this guy. Or William. Really. They are like almost the epitome of what a dad should be. And in a game where he's around for 30 minutes, and the lasting impression he gives you that you have for the rest of the game is insane. He's a very well done character. I put him actually right up here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Life is Strange 2. Very well done characters in that game. Mr. Kid himself. The other kid, Ethan, who has no powers, very good artist, but is the cause of the death of a major character in Life is Strange, True Colors, and a very good character at that. I like him less than Charlotte. He has more impact than these guys. He has less impact than these ones. I feel like that's an okay place for him. Evan, Mr. Evan himself, a very strange guy. Like these are like they're all high schoolers that, you know, that fit a stereotype of each one. The photographer, the drawer, the stoner, the techie nerd, the bully. Like, yeah, they're fine characters, but they're not anything outstanding. Finn. Oh, so Finn is an interesting guy. Up until one singular point in Life is Strange 2, he is an extremely good character. Extremely good. And then he hits this wall with a choice that tanks any credibility he ever had in the entirety of the game. And that kills it. That hurts. Like he's a very well done character. He would be probably up here. You can even romance him too. I didn't, Cass or Finn, right? But that choice is what really hurts him. What really hurts him. Because I mean, maybe that's why he should be higher, right? Maybe he should be like the high B, low A, because that character is so good and extreme. You know what? Yeah, I've talked myself into it. He goes there. A nice high A or low A because of his character. It is so good, and everything that he does is so good. The voice actor also very well done. Yeah. Okay, I've talked myself into it. He is a better character than Cass, for sure. Better than David and Eleanor? Probably. Better than Ducky? No. So I can draw that line right there. The FBI agent from Life is Strange 2, Flores, she's fine. The definition of just, she's fine. She comes in here somewhere above Stella, or above Dana, below Charles. Yeah, she's fine. Mr. Frank Bowers. Where do we go with you, good sir? You talk about an interesting fellow who in Life is Strange 1 you think he's just a drug dealer who's just out to get you guys, but he's actually got like almost like a heart of gold, right? He's just, I wish he was in a different profession. He's a very well done character. Yeah, I'd put him right up there in the A tier. He's very well done. Ooh, Mr. Gabe. Now, this is one of the most shocking moments in the game. In True Colors, his death. Oh man, that hurt. That stung. Quite a lot. Because he's such a good character. He's right up there. He's a better character than Alex is. And Alex is a main in that game. Like, it's almost like he should have been the main character, but they didn't want to. He's so good. He's so very good. Gwen. Gwen's a cool character. I like her from Double Exposure. She's the best of the teachers, I guess. She's firmly in the A tier. Yeah. This guy sucks. Don't like him. Good character, like, he's well done, but oh man, he's terrible. Don't like him at all. He's the guy in Life is Strange 2 where when Sean and Daniel are at the gas station, I don't even care to know what his name is. That's how much I don't like him. Hayden. Mr. Hayden himself. One of the worst high schoolers. One of the worst. Even in Before the Storm, like, it doesn't even redeem his character quality that much. It just still makes him seem so pretentious. Easily one of the worst ones. Like, I'd put Courtney, like, I have to put him above Courtney though, because you actually remember who he is. So, the homeless woman. Oh, interesting. Yeah, she's somewhere in here. Maybe she's not. I'm just kind of looking at everyone here, going, no, I don't actually think she's above any of these people. So there we go. That's where she is. This is Ingrid. 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 Oh, she is part of Life is Strange 2. Her and her partner from Sweden? Sweden or Norway, something like that. Yeah. She's not memorable. She's kind of in that Courtney tier. It's like, I kind of want to put these guys down there. I kind of want to drop you down. I mean, they're both bullies. This guy at least has some, not even redeeming parts, but pushes the story in a narrative. Hayden's just a tool. Ooh, this is Jake. Jake is an interesting guy. Jake, also from Life is Strange 2, you meet him on the farm. The same thing with Ingrid. But he carries on in Chapter 4, where you have to try and help him save his... I was about to say daughter, but it's not daughter, sister. Is it also Sarah? Sam? Something like that? I'm sure she'll be down here somewhere. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe she won't be in this list. He's good. He's a good side character. Kind of in the same point as, like, Big Joe. Yeah, put him right there. Ah, the DA. James Amber, the DA. So, he's got an interesting arc, and you don't expect it, right? You go through Before the Storm, and he layers on some really good advice as well to you, and the things that he tells you are so believable, and then everything is turned upside down, and you find out that everything he told you is, or most of what he told you, is a lie. He's a good character, firmly in that, like, B, high B, low A. I think he's better than David. Yeah, I think that's... Is he as good as these guys? Probably not. But he's good. Oh, Sophie's mom. Jasmine. Yeah, again, I don't overly like her too much. She's right there. Oh, here's Pike. Did they just call him? Oh, Jason Pike. I thought his name was Sheldon Pike is the other one. From Before the Storm. He's the bad guy you can pin the stuff on. Okay, that's why. Pike is fine. He's fine. I don't know where to put just, like, a fine character. If you can convince him, I think he elevates a little bit higher. If you don't convince him, I don't know. Probably right there. Yeah, that seems like the most middle of the pack. It's probably fine. Gabe and Alex's dad. This is just... He's not that great. Not too memorable. Not too... Yeah, you know what? Right there. I mean, it explains as to how these two become such great characters, so I guess I have to give him that, but he himself is... yeah. Jed. Ooh, oh, we've got two really good ones here. Jed, who turns out is more of a villain than a hero. This guy, he is good. Voice actor is good. Character arc good. Yeah, I think right there, that seems like a really good spot for him. They did him quite well, and that change, and you can kind of see it as it's coming, and you go, oh, this is not good. And then it happens, and you're like, wow, yeah, that's makes a lot more sense now. So, all right, Jefferson, the first major villain of the game, of the series, and what a character he is. He's firmly in this A tier. He is the cause of and destruction of Chloe, Max. Like, there's so many things that he affects. He's so good. The twist of him being the villain too, and he tells you throughout the game, like, it's me, but you just don't. You're so infatuated with him, and that's the problem. That's how he does it. He infatuates you. You listen to what he's saying, but you don't actually listen to what he's saying, right? Going back to either play or watch other people play the game and stuff, and then hearing how he's talking, like in his classroom and everything, it's like, oh, all of this is making sense as to why he's the villain. He tells you throughout the whole game that he is so good. He's so good. He's by far the best villain out of the games. What's her name? Joan. Okay, yeah, she's fine. More memorable than some of the others in this, like, C tier. Life is Strange 2, probably right there. Really, we have to vacuum right now. You're probably going to hear some vacuum noise happening in the background here. Not a great time to do that. Oh well. Joyce. Now, isn't Joyce an interesting one as well? She's a cool character. This is like the mom of the series, right? Is she a better character than her daughter? Yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh man, it's like right here. She's an A tier character for sure. Is she better than Daniel? You know what? I'd probably reserve these three right there, and most people that are also A will have to be right behind them. But this is close. This is very close. Joyce is like right up there. Juliet. Again, one of those middling high schoolers who you don't remember too much of. She's in the play. I'd put her maybe above the other high schoolers a bit. Not as much as Dana, but above these guys. Daniel and Sean's mother. Karen. What a decisive person. The reasoning for her to leave the family, the reasons for her to come back, her journey, it made me not like her. It really did. Do I think she's a good character? Yeah, I think she's a good character. She's kind of like in this tier for me. Probably actually similar to Mr. David himself. But you don't like her more. David, I could, see and understand. The military, to the paranoia, to the, all that stuff. Her. No, I just don't want to, and I think that hit too hard to home for me. And it's like, yeah, I'd put her right in here. Is she better than Cass? Probably not. She better than Blackwell? Yeah, she's better than Blackwell. So, oh, Kate Marsh. I love Kate Marsh. She's so good. Yeah, I don't have much to say about Kate Marsh. She's just a good character. Very, very well done. I wish we got to see some of her in Double Exposure. I don't think I remember seeing anything about her in that one, so. This guy. I don't know who this is. Kay Matthews. Kay Matthews. Kindred Matthews. He's a police officer. Oh, he's the police officer that shows up and, well, is the catalyst of Mr. Esteban. Him as a character, like, it's terrible. He's everything that you don't want the cops to be. I'd put him way down here. He's not even that, like, I didn't even know he had a name. So, you know that. So he's down there. Oh yeah. Joey's good. I like Joey. So there's a couple different things you can do with him in Life is Strange 2. Man, a lot of the Life is Strange 2 characters are so good. It's just making me go and be like, yeah, like right in there. I think with he's got a good figure, he's got a good head on his shoulder, he wants to help. You can beat him up if you want. He'd let you. We didn't go that route. But he just wants to help you get out and get to your brother. Arthur. Arthur Peterson. He's Life is Strange 2 as well. Arthur Peterson. Oh, is he in the desert? Oh yeah, he's the desert community. Art is why. Okay, yeah, these two right here. This couple, they are adorable. They are fantastic. Every game should have these guys in them. They're so good. Stanley and Art. Right? That's his name, Stanley? Yeah, Stanley. I actually put Stanley a little bit above Art. Not by much, but they make that community center that's so cool. They're fantastic. Hannah. Hannah is okay. She's very, very standoffish. She's kind of a jerk. I'm not a big fan of her. She's better than Ingrid, I guess. It's like, this tier is almost like, who are these people again? What did they do in the games? This tier is just, they're completely awful. Elizabeth. Oh, the leader of the cult in Life is Strange 2. Yeah, I think firmly just right there. She's okay. Loretta. It's like, we have like the high school tier, and then we have like the college kid tier. I feel like she's more memorable than most of these guys. And she has a bit more of decisions into the story than them. But you could also cut her out and it'd be fine. So right there is a good spot for you, Loretta. Lucas, what a jerk. What a jerk. But just because you're a jerk doesn't make you a bad character. The plagiarism and everything there, you know, you can try to feel for him with the restraining order and stuff. Like, why is this happening? What's going on with him and Safi? And then you find out the other stuff and it hits you like a brick. It's like, wow, what? You want to see everything that happens to him happen. Does that make him a good character? It makes him an okay character. This is one of the guys from Life is Strange 2 that comes to capture Sean and Daniel right at the end of the game. There's the girl is on here too somewhere. I thought I saw her. Yeah, her. They are meh characters. They don't really have any redeeming qualities or memorable qualities. We'll put them down there. This is the other Luke. Other skateboarding kid. Is he more memorable than Justin? No. Is he more memorable than Brooke? No. Is he better than Hayden? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, Layla, you get yourself up to the A tier. Man, I wish more stuff happened here with Layla. She's so good. She's so good as a non-main character. She's not as good as, you know, these three here as non-main characters. And she's not as good as Daniel. But the dynamic between Layla and Daniel is very cool. Is she better than Amanda? Yeah, I think so. As a, you know, potential love interest, right? She's right up there. And, like, actually, Kate should be up there more. Kate is so good. Is Ducky better than... Yeah, I might do, like, a reorganizing after this. Oh, this guy's a jerk. I don't care for his name either. Mac. Right. Double exposure. No, not double. True colors. He's a jerk. No redeeming qualities. Don't like him too much. Yeah, he's right there. He's more memorable than these four. And he's not quite as bad as these guys. But he's like in this weird, like, high schooler tier that I have apparently put into place. Meryl, the boss of Big Joe. Not as memorable as Big Joe. And as, like, villains go, he's not really that high on the list of villains. He's just kind of there as a villain. I've got a family too that I have to take care. You know what? He's not a good character. He's one of the worst ones in Life is Strange 2. It's amazing that Life is Strange 2 has so many, like, really terrible characters and so many really good characters. This is actually kind of funny to see. This guy. Who's this guy? Mike. I don't even know who that is. Who is Mike? Not Mikey. Was he from the... No, I don't know. He might be from the other game. He looks like he's one of the redneck guys. Actually, now looking at it. This guy. Is that his counterpart? I think so, actually. Slightly better than him, because he was trying to pull him off and not get him to do stuff. Alright, Mikey. Where do we put you, sir? Mikey. Mikey's a cool character. He's a cool guy. He's above Diamond. I like him more than Diamond. Actually like him a lot more than most of these characters here. But do I like him just because we play tabletop with him? Do I like him more as Elamon? No, I think he's actually pretty good. Aww. Moses. Moses, you're so cool. He's one of the best characters in Double Exposure. He's right up there. In this A tier, above Gwen. Yeah. Probably that's actually probably very fitting where he should be. Amanda is better than him, not by much. But in this like hierarchy, these ones are all probably pretty where I want them to be. Mr. Prescott himself. What a jerk. And you barely see him. He berates Nathan, and then you see some messages. And then he sends you threatening messages to Max. I wish there was more to him than that. I almost put him right down in the F tier then. Because he's not, I don't find him that great of a character. Mr. Keaton, who the heck is this guy? Travis Keaton. Oh, he's the play guy. He's not memorable. This is like memorable. This is like not great characters. The science teacher, petition maker. She's kind of also Miss Grant. Nathan. Mr. Nathan himself. So this was an interesting perspective to see from Before the Storm, right? Because you get to see him before he goes off the walls crazy. I mean, he was already kind of crazy in Before the Storm, but he has some redeeming qualities, and it's like what happened here to make him go so insane. I think Nathan's a pretty good character in general. Kind of like right up there, like right next to David would be a good spot for him, I feel. Nick. It's like so many of these people I've forgotten about. This is not the right Nick. That's also not the right Nick. He might be from the other game then. I don't know who that is. Oh, this is guy from the camp. Penny. That's right. Penny's fine. It's a fine character. Right there. I don't think there's any more discussion on them. This is Sheldon Pike, right? This is Peter. This is the other one. Oh, that's Sheldon Pike. These two guys should be like ranked with each other. They're both jerks. They're both not that great. They're just henchmen. They're anything else with that game. They didn't even need to be in it. There's no redeeming qualities for it. There's no story arcs really for them. They're just not great. Oh, look at who we have here now. Miss Rachel Amber herself. Wow, is she ever a character? You know what? If there was any game that you wish you could be the main character of all the characters that there are in the game, she is like that one. Um, she is so good. And this is one of the reasons why I actually kind of elevate Before the Storm above like True Colors and stuff. True Colors is probably the worst game in the series. Oh, not. Maybe Double Exposure is. I don't know. But Rachel, such a good character, such an intriguing character, and everything that you find out about her story, it's so good. You want to play as her. I also want to play as Gabe. Like, these two they're so well done. They're so well done side characters that you wish they were the mains. Yeah. We need like another story that encapsulates what she does in that year off, because I want to know. Like, how does it go, right? Reggie better than Loretta, better than Penny, better than the kid, not as good as Elliot. Yeah, right there. Yeah, this is Eleanor's granddaughter, Riley. Riley's a good character. I'd put her. Art and Stanley, is she better than Art and Stanley? Probably not. Yeah, probably right there. Miss Rachel Amber? Rose, that's her name. The counterpart to James. Not as good as James' character, to be perfectly honest. She's a mom. She's there. Ryan. Wow, what a character. Very, very well done character as well. So, I have to grab Steph here too, because these two are intertwined with each other, and you can romance either one, and they both have such an amazing backstory to them. As side characters, they are two of the best in the entire series, and they're with you the entirety of the game, which kind of sets them apart from Brody, from Esteban, from Rachel even, because it's a limited game, and from Gabe. Like, these four characters are so very, very, very good at what they do. But they're given limited interactions that you can have with them. And I think that's why they're so good, and why they deserve to be up there. Ryan and Steph are there the entire game, and they are there. They are integral parts of the game. Their emotions are so well done. Their voice actors are so well done. Seeing Steph, like in Before the Storm as well, was really cool, and I thought her character there is like, this is how she grew up. This is awesome. They are two of the best side characters in the game. I want to put them up there. They're either right there or they're right here. Are they better than Alex and Chloe? Yes. In my opinion, they are. Alex... These two make Alex. They make her figure out who she is. And that's what you need from, like, side characters to help elevate the main character, and that they do. Like Chloe, that's the thing, like, she's still a really good character, but I don't feel like she's as dynamic as these two are. And especially since you get to see these two together interacting with each other so well, and I think that's what kind of sets them above as well. So Sophie, what a weird character she is. The villain ish of Double Exposure. Your best friend turned crazy, trying to get revenge on Lucas and the world for what happened to Maya. Man, she could be better. She could. To be honest, she could be a better character than what she actually comes out and is portrayed as. But she's got a lot of the same issues that I have with Chloe. The pretentious nature, the selfishness, the woe is me. But she doesn't pull it off nearly as well as Chloe does. Is she a better villain than Nathan? I don't think so. Is she more memorable, more anything else than like Cass or Karen? I think so. I think this is a good spot for her, as good a spot as ever it could be for her. Samantha Myers. What happens to her, right? She's so cute. Sorry, my dog is barking and that's annoying. Her and Nathan, like, what happens there, right? What happens to these two? What happens to them? I want to know. I need to know. I don't know if that's ever explained anywhere, like what happened to these two or anything. She's a cool character. She's fine. Like right there. She's more memorable than the other kids. She has more impact than pretty well most of the other kids. Kind of like Reggie does, right? And Elliot. Elliot is slightly better. Reggie's slightly worse. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. Samuel. What a neat character Samuel is. He's just a fun, good guy. I like him. He's right there. He's a solid B character. Each game should have a guy like Samuel. You could argue like Ducky is like that in True Colors. Sarah, the actual mother. Where do we put you? The mother of Rachel. Our interactions with her are so limited, and what we can interact with. And I saw the ending as well, where she can show up and stuff. And does that redeem her to me too much more? I feel like some of these other characters are just better than her. She wants to deal with her kid after she becomes sober. That's it. I feel like Charles has a better story than she does, but I think she's a little bit better than Lucas. This is another kid. That's Stella. Okay. Another high schooler who doesn't have too much going on. Steven. If we've ranked Claire here, Steven is better. In pretty well every single aspect, he is just a better character than Claire is. And Taylor. Okay, so alright. So here's your other high schoolers, right? You know, you've got your Brooks and your Evans and your Daniels and your Justins and stuff. And then you have Taylor, who actually has a story. She's one of the best of them. She's slightly better than Dana, I think. Yeah. Oh, Nathan? Trevor. Why did I say Nathan? Trevor's also kind of like right there. Like these three are a step up from these guys. And then Victoria. So this is an interesting thing about Victoria. She's actually in quite a few games. She's in 3 of the different games. She's also right up here. She's not. She's Mean Girl. She's the Mean Girl. That's it. That is who she is. Actually, when did Mean Girls come out? Mean Girls came out. Oh, 2004. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, she is the epitome of that. I'd put her probably right there above these ones. And you get to see her develop throughout the games as well, so which is cool. This guy, the inspector. I forget his name. Chalmers? It's like Vincent Chalmers. It was kind of weird. He's there and then he's not. We erase him from the timeline. And that's about where he should be. He is also kind of a jerk. So it's fine that we erased him. This is fine. We're coming down to the end. We've got Vin. Okay. So if Amanda is up here, Vin is down here. Where's Reggie in this? I put Reggie down here. Yeah. Vin is, he's good. He's good-natured. He's funny. Is he better than Sophie? No. Is he better than Cass? No. Is he better than Karen? Probably. Yeah. Mr. Warren himself. He's one of my favorite characters in the game. So this is always funny to me that people see him as like this kind of stalkerish guy who just wants to get into Max's pants. No, I didn't see that at all. Does he want a relationship with Max? Yeah. Obviously, I mean, that's right there. But he doesn't give me that same vibe that a lot of other people think that he gives. I really like his character a lot. The one thing that I do wish that there was more of, like, if you go the Arcadia Bay route in Life is Strange, like, you don't hear from Warren again. Like in Double Exposure, there's no Warren at all. Which that's one of my issues with that game, is that you don't see all the other characters. You don't get to catch up with anybody. You don't, like, the only one that you really do is Victoria, Joyce, and that's about it. He's kind of like the Layla of the game, of Life is Strange. Layla, I think, is a better character than Warren. Is he better than Amanda? I don't think so. And is he better than Kate? No, that's not too many are. But is he better than Jed or Chris or Ducky? Yeah, he is. This is Mrs. Chen. Right there with Mr. Chen, I guess. I don't have much to say on that. William. Wow. If there's another character here that needs to be up on this tier, it's Mr. William himself, because him and Esteban, these two characters make a lot of the decisions as to how how a few certain characters will act throughout the game, and the force that's behind them is so well done. I'd probably put William right there. He's such a well done character. Right. Now, is there anything that we want to kind of change around with this list? Do I feel okay with how it all ended? Max is the best. There can only be one, and it's Max. Sean, is he the next best character out of everybody? I really think so. And then this kind of tier of people, they are just so much better than the next. They're a step above. Sean's whole story is so good. He and Max are the Life is Strange main characters. That's who they are. William, Brody, Esteban, Rachel, Gabe, Ryan, and Steph, they are amazing characters throughout. I don't think anything wrong with any of their character stuff. Love them all. Yeah, I can't see why these guys wouldn't be considered up here, and probably in this order. Maybe Steph here over Ryan, but yeah, William has such a big impact. Brody, for how short of the episode he's in, has such a major impact. Esteban, even more so. Rachel is an amazing character on her own. Gabe, same thing as kind of like Esteban, actually. Steph and Ryan, who are there for their entire game, have such a very good dynamic and pull into what Alex does. And I think these three really elevate who Alex is, the same as how Rachel and William elevate who Chloe is. Do I put Jefferson above Alex and Chloe? Maybe not. Maybe there. Yeah. I think he's a well done villain. I think that's it. I think this is our list. So, this is something different for me to do. I mean, these tiers, I think, kind of speak to themselves, and then when we get down here, it's more, okay, these guys are mostly middling to forgettable, to just terrible. I'm not really worried about where they are. Is he the worst guy in the entire series? Probably not. Maybe this guy is. Maybe Courtney is, because I couldn't remember who she is or what she does. There's there's a lot of not memorable people in the games, but you have to look at it like this and be like, these characters are so good. You can put them into any of the games, or you could almost make a game or an episode for any single one of these, and it's going to be good. Seeing them in their backstories themselves, and that's kind of what I wish. Like Brody had his own, or if Esteban had his, or if you could play as Rachel for a little bit, or Gabe. Like you do it with Steph, but you want more. And Ryan should have gotten one. If Steph got one, Ryan should have gotten one. That's my opinion. Kind of seeing what was going on with Jefferson and everything. What happened with Lauren? How about Lila throughout the time that Sean was incarcerated, etc., right? So, but that is my list. I think that's how I want to end it. So hopefully you enjoyed this. This is something very different for me to do, and it was fun. I think next we might try out Don't Tell Me Why, or whatever the other Don't Nod game is, and we'll go from there. But thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.